All right. Try it a little louder.
Okay. You're now listening to Russ Reviews.
All right, great. And I'll do it as Mickey Mouse.
Oh, oh,
Oh boy, you are now listening to. I can just do it. Hiya, pal. You're now listening to Rust Reviews.
that was way better than I could have done it.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Russ Reviews podcast. I am the aforementioned Russ, and every episode, myself and a treasured guest will review something for 1 hour. No more, no less. Why one? Well, this podcast is an extension of my X feed, formerly Twitter, where since January 11th, I think 2023, I've been posting one sentence reviews of mainly movies and shows. But if you know me, you know I love a good chat, and I thought it'd be fun to expand reviews to 1 hour. So if you like what you hear, please follow me on X at Russ Reviews. That's RUSSREV1EWS. I'll be posting links to the pod there and my reviews and anything else that we come up with. I am very excited for this episode, episode 2. One of my dearest friends, Caleb Hayworth, and I are going to be talking about Disney. All right, Caleb, I'm going to start the timer. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Say Disney how you say it.
Disney.
Disney. So Caleb is Caleb, how do we know each other? Let's not say where we work, but let's just say how we know each other.
Uh, we work at the same company.
Yes. We are coworkers, not only at the same company, we're on the same team, our little team of 4.5 people, occasionally 5.5. So yeah, we met in 2021,
Yeah.
and we met on Zoom because we met during kind of tail end of COVID. What was your first impression of me?
Before, like when I saw you.
Yeah, when we first met on Zoom. I have a memory of your memory of me. I'm just seeing if you remember what I
Oh, dude,
remember.
I don't know if I can remember.
You were
I
like, is this guy gunning for my job?
Oh, yeah, that for sure. I do remember that.
Yeah, so right off the bat, Caleb hated me.
For
Um,
sure.
we met in person in November, and I would say it was pretty instant friendship
Yeah,
right off the bat.
we hugged.
We did. We both love Coca-Cola.
So good.
We both love, well, I still do. You're moving on. We both love McDonald's.
I haven't been there in a while.
But you used to when I first met you, and then we both love Disney.
Yeah.
So my hope is that as this podcast grows, you'll be my Disney expert because you are a Disney expert, I would say.
Thank you.
And what do people call us, Caleb, when we get in our Disney rants? What's our little nickname?
Charming Bros.
Charming Bros or the Charming Brothers. So
Yeah.
Caleb has a t-shirt company. We'll tell you about that. That rhymes with Charming Bros, so I ripped it off. But all right, Caleb, tell people why you're a Disney expert. Why should we be listening to you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've grown up on Disney. I li currently live in Orlando, but I didn't always live here. I used to live in Indiana for a bit, and then I moved to Georgia, or my family moved to Georgia. Um,
You moved out on your own.
I had to go. Uh, but yeah, I've grown up on it, on the parks, Disney World, and just have a deep passion. It's just part of me. It was a part of my childhood, so it's a part of me. And yeah, now that we live here, it's great to go often and read up on all the changes and future things that are coming.
Yeah, so kind of like a Christopher Nolan movie, I want to start at the end of your
Ooh,
life. I mean, of your life so far.
wow.
You are a lot, side hustles is like millennials. We're really into side hustles, right?
Oh yeah.
Caleb's been side hustling Disney stuff for several years now, but what is your latest Disney side hustle?
Yeah. So right now I am a travel advisor, travel planner who specializes in Disney vacations specifically.
Yes.
So there's a lot of travel agents, travel advisors out there who do all sorts of travel. I thought I really am passionate about Disney World and Disney Cruise Line. So I'm just going to niche down. And
Yeah.
if you want to go to Niagara Falls, God bless you. You can, there's someone out there who will help plan that, but it'll
Caleb, I'm
probably,
going to Niagara Falls next week. That's so weird
oh,
you mentioned
holy
that.
cow. Actually, I would love to plan that for you if
Oh,
you,
all right.
no.
Who was
I,
your first client?
so I've technically done this twice now. The
No,
second
no,
time,
no. We don't need to talk about that. Who's your
okay.
first client?
My first client,
Come on.
well, it's technically Crystal Paw.
No, I was the first dollars you made, wasn't I?
I don't know if you were.
November.
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
Ah, Caleb,
All right.
we're gonna have to get you
Well,
Prevagen for your memory.
coming off of what I just said, I did forget that I helped Russell do a stay at a Great Wolf Lodge-esque place. Uh,
It was Kirkland's signature Great Wolf Lodge.
hey, Kirkland's pretty good.
No, it was. It was pretty good. And my son loved it. So that's all you really got to know.
Awesome times.
So yeah, I thought it'd be more special to him. It's special to me. I was Caleb's first commission. So that was pretty exciting. Do you want to say who you work for?
Sure, yeah, my travel agency is Gold Gal Getaways.
And if you're interested, I am shamelessly plugging Caleb here. If you're interested in talking to him, getawaysbycaleb.com, right?
Yes.
Should we
Or
spell it? GETAWAYSBYCALEB.com.
and the offer code is no, I'm just
We
kidding.
don't have one yet. And then you're on Instagram. You're doing great stuff on Insta if you want to follow him there. But no, it doesn't cost anything to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
But he will be mad at you if you don't book with him.
If you're already going to Disney, you're already paying for a travel agent. So why not work with someone who can help you or not help you as much as you want?
Yeah, so why that's good to mention to people is that you don't cost anything.
Correct. Yeah, Disney already includes the price of a travel planner when you book. So the same price that you may be looking at online is exactly what you would get with me. But I could get you promotions when they come out. I can help you out with dining so you don't have to wake up at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. when they release. And if nothing else, I can just be there to answer questions you may have. So instead of Googling or going to a Facebook group with people who may not have the most up-to-date knowledge or information, you could just text me or call me.
Yeah, yeah, and that was really fun. I don't know, would you do this with everyone? Being able to just hit you up for
Uh,
advice on the trip?
It is life-giving.
Yeah, because sometimes when you're married, you need a third party to help settle disputes. So Caleb was great with that. You actually recommended the Hoop De Doo review to us.
Yeah.
And that was a real highlight of the trip that I would not have done had you not mentioned it to me. Because on its surface, I'd be like Hoop De Doo, more like Dumbo. um,
Classic.
but it was great. Megan loved it. My son still talks about it. We went in February, and he's like, "Dad, do you remember that place we went with the dancing cowboys?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "That was awesome." I was like, "Yeah, it was pretty awesome, wasn't it?" So yeah, tell me, how did you decide to go into travel agency? Because um, Yeah, I feel like that's a bit of a calling.
Yeah, I I guess there, me and you, with how who we work with, and we're just surrounded by people who know us as Disney guys, so they automatically are coming to me. Yeah, I mean, ever since we moved here, even prior to moving here in Orlando, people have asked me questions about Walt Disney World, vacationing here, all kinds of questions. So I think it was more of just, hey, I already do this sort of unofficially. Why not do it officially? Cast a bigger net to let more people know, and also obviously make a little bit of money from it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I would say you sometimes give Disney advice unsolicited too, you know?
Oh, of course, of course,
And and your new thing now is Caleb's like constantly trying to get me to go on a Disney cruise. But
100%.
what he doesn't know is that I think I'd have a claustrophobic breakdown on a cruise boat.
You, I, so funny thing, Russell, I've never told you is I get, these discounts on for travel agents,
hmm
and it's only one stateroom, and I have to be the other one on the reservation, or a name on the reservation. And I've really thought, could me and Russ go in one stateroom? I think that would be pretty sick. There's
I
two beds.
I mean we've shared an Airbnb.
Yeah.
Um, if Megan wouldn't kill me, I would consider doing that.
She,
Um,
she probably would be upset not going on your very first Disney cruise.
yeah, I'd have to feel that out if she's into cruises or not. We thought about doing that for our 10-year, but we just went to regular Disney World instead. So, spent all our money on the cruise there. But how's it been? What's it? Because people listening might be like, "Oh, I might want to do that." How do you like it? How do you like being a travel agent?
Oh, I love it. I mean, I literally, like I said, it's life-giving to. I already have such a passion for Disney, so seeing and like hearing like of your son having such a good time, that just brings me so much joy. That's why I'm always asking clients to like text me, keep me updated, send me pictures. I live through you having a great time. So, um, yeah, I love doing it.
Yeah. What's been the most surprising part, you think? Like you didn't expect it when you signed up for it?
Um, hmm. I'm not sure because again, I had done this once before, which is not really a story, but yeah, I don't know if anything's surprised me. I guess it's just the difference in the changes that Disney has had since the last time I did this.
Yeah.
I did this pre-COVID, so there was a lot of new stuff to get caught up on. Even though I go to the parks myself, it's different when you're advising someone or helping someone plan. You got to know a
Yeah.
lot more stuff than just what you do or experience selfishly. So,
Yeah. And you know me, Caleb, I love dunking on Disney, but we probably don't want to dunk on them too hard
yeah.
in a publicly because you know the mouse he doesn't mess around. So
Yeah.
maybe the better way to ask it was, have you had a magical moment yet with like a client or a story you heard from one of your clients?
Um, Yeah, I mean, I go back to Crystal, who I planned for. She and her whole family and grandparents went, so that was probably like the biggest group that I've planned for, because that required two separate rooms, and but it was cool to be a part of that, to hear, grandparents being with the grandkids, and um, just all the pictures that she sent me, and saying, they wouldn't have had any idea, with all the lightning lane stuff, and just it moves very, very quickly when you're there, and there's certain things you want to do. So yeah, just hearing, I don't have anything specific, but just hearing the moments that she shared with me was pretty magical.
Yeah, no, definitely. All right, let's get into your expertise a little bit. But to do that, we need to see where this sickness started. So, and I'll share a little bit too about my own journey as a Disney adult. Um, how did you become a Disney adult, Caleb? Where did it all begin for you?
I think you could blame it on my parents, I guess.
Yeah, like most things.
Yeah, yeah. This one, I'm
Just
glad.
kidding, mom and dad. You guys are great.
Yeah. Well, this one, if we're gonna blame them, I'm happy to blame them. I think it's a great thing they passed on. But yeah, I don't know where my parents got it, but yeah, my family, we always went to Disney growing up, almost every year, maybe every other sometimes. Um, I honestly can't keep track, but I just know we got surprised with Disney trips quite often.
Oh,
So,
cool.
um, yeah, and I just remember growing up as a kid, just having such a love for it. My mom and dad even told me back in the days of Spectro Magic, the parade, Magic Kingdom that was at night, that I actually cried when I was like 7 years old.
Wait,
So
like tears of joy?
yeah, I think so because I think the story is that they asked me why I was crying, and I was just like, I'm just so happy. Um, so hopefully I can have that moment with my son someday. But yeah, it was just from an early age, just something that was ingrained in me, you know.
Yeah.
And then kind of fast forwarding to middle school, Russell, I don't think you know this, but I actually had the desire of travel planning at a super young age.
Oh, really?
I don't have this. I could ask my parents if they have it, but I actually wrote up Caleb's Guide to Walt Disney World, like a Word doc. It was like 20 pages long.
Oh my gosh.
Like, when you get there, go to this ride. Here's what the ride is. And if you remember back in the day, GeoCities
Oh
on
yeah. How could I forget?
DisneyFanspot.geocities.com or whatever it was. Um,
Let me
that
see if
was
that
the
still exists.
I
What's it
think
called? Disney.
it was Disney FanSpot. I'm pretty sure they shut GeoCities down a while ago. Um,
Really?
anyways, I had a website on there,
Oh,
and
you're right.
uh, you could email DisneyFanspot@yahoo.com, see if that bounces back. But that was kind of a little non-payable, non-commissioned side hustle. I had people email me and sent guides to like friends and family.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so and then from there, I really wanted to always work at Walt Disney World, as an Imagineer, ideally. But then once I found out how much school you have to have, and actually you could blame that on more on Jesus. I was like, I don't know, I feel called to the church or
Yeah,
ministry.
sure, sure.
So that kind of changed there. But
Did you ever have like the I'm too cool for Disney stage?
no,
Okay,
no,
so like even through adolescence and you never had like a I'm a great America roller coaster person now.
no, nope, never deviated. Universal still is fine. I don't.
It's fine, people. It's
If
fine.
if you love that, that's fine. I'm not someone to
Oh wait,
bring
I
up
know.
the grade.
If you like Universal, I love that for you.
Yes, I love that for
I
you.
love that for you.
I'll keep going to Disney.
Yeah, please go to Epic Universe so the lines are shorter for us. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
All right, so for me, it's pretty similar actually. My family would go not as often, but every 3 years or so maybe. But they were doing Disney trips even before my grandparents really, my mom's parents really liked it, and they would take her when she was little, and then they kind of passed it on to her and my uncle, and then my uncle actually. So I went to Disney probably when I was in the womb. I think again at like 4 or 5, maybe again 6, 7, and then at 9 was the last time. Then I had a big gap from 9 till I got married, actually. So
Wow.
we could talk about that in a minute, but yeah, just always part of like we always had Disney souvenirs around the house. We had like this. Mickey plate, a Mickey back scratcher. I had like a Donald Duck hat, a Goofy hat, and just we had these photo albums of the Disney trips. So I would just constantly look through and just be like, wow, this is so magical. This was the best. I liked having cable. That's not Disney related, but like our hotel room had cable, and I was like, man,
Oh yeah.
Disney World had cable. That was awesome because we didn't have cable. Um, but yeah, then my uncle was a DVC member, still is, and then my cousin I think is also one. So they've gone. They like sharing about their trips, and I ended up marrying a Disney adult. And I
That's
did
cool.
go through the anti-Disney phase because I went to art school. I was like anti-commercialism, anti-consumerism, anti-capitalism a little bit. Never full anarchist, but like I dabbled, I was just trying to be cool, skinny jeans.
So cool.
And, for a lot of those types, like punk types, like hating on Disney was kind of a fun pastime. Um, but I think a lot of us have since repented and recanted of that and have just gone headfirst into loving Disney stuff again. Disney bought Star Wars, they bought Pixar, they bought Marvel. So like all this stuff I continued to like through my too cool for school phase, like Disney acquired. So I was like, oh, maybe they're not all that bad. To be fair though, they did release movies like Brother Bear, Treasure
Mm,
Planet, like Dinosaur. There's a rough season there when I was in high
for sure.
school. But my wife really grew up loving Disneyland, so our first Christmas I got her tickets to go to Disneyland. And she took me and I did not know what I was getting into and I got like hooked on the parks. I was like this is amazing. And then ever since I've just kind of turned into this Disney parks monster where I have my maps and I track the rides I do and I'm like a historian with it, and we'll get in we'll review our favorite attractions. But yeah, it's kind of Megan's fault that I'm a Disney adult now. Um, and
Awesome.
we'll talk about this, but we approach Disney kind of from different perspectives, and I think, but we still really enjoy it, which is what's so great about it is that there's a little bit of something for everybody at these parks, and
Mm,
it sounds cliche, but it's super true, and
yeah.
they
Yeah.
just do everything really nicely. Like there's a high level to detail and concern that other places just don't do.
Yeah.
All right, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. You moved. I don't know many people that did this. You moved to Orlando to be close to your true love, and you brought your wife with you.
Correct.
Tell me
So,
about this, Caleb. I think this is the most fascinating part of your story for me.
okay. So at the time, I was on staff at a church and knew that I needed to step away from that. Uh, and my wife was graduating college. So we just had the conversation of, if we're gonna move, it would be better to do it now before you plant roots in the school system, which is
Hmm.
where she was gonna her job, education, than to, yeah, get involved somewhere. So we talked a lot. We have family in Georgia mostly. So we talked a lot about Georgia, Texas, even California, like, because basically I had a remote job at the time and I was like, we can move literally anywhere. Like
Yeah.
we could go wherever. We didn't, and we weren't, we had previously moved for the church plant that I was a part of. So that was more of a calling, where this was more of I think God's giving us some freedom here to make a decision for ourselves. Like I
Hmm.
don't, there's a lot of emphasis in Christians, it seems, on God's calling, like what should I do? And I think sometimes he allows us to have, or he does allow us to have freedom in those choices.
Yeah.
Sometimes you may feel called, sometimes he's just leaving that door open for you to walk through and choose what you want to do. So we talked a lot. Obviously, my bent was Florida, um, specifically the Orlando area. Uh, my wife likes the beach, So she's also from Texas. We talked about Texas, but it was pretty far for like holidays and stuff with family.
Yeah.
California obviously was like a dream. I don't even know if we could have afforded that. Again, also super far. Georgia, we just didn't feel like we, if we were going to be back in Georgia, it wouldn't have been our hometown or where our family currently lives. It would have been like further away. And there
Right.
was just nothing that we were like tied to or like calling us in any specific area in Georgia. So we landed on Florida. We knew we were going to live in Florida because that was still close to Georgia, still close to family.
Yeah, there's a
But
line, the Florida-Georgia line. They share a line.
we did, yeah, we looked at that. And we looked at like Jacksonville, Tampa, Miami, um, Orlando area, obviously. So we looked kind of all over the state and just kept coming back to some of the top 10 places to raise a family. And what we found was kind of north of Orlando kept popping up,
Oh, okay.
which was still far enough away from Disney. It was like 45, 50 minutes away from Disney, so you don't have that touristy traffic.
Right.
And it also is only about an hour to the East Coast for the beach.
Yes, yeah, you're not too far from Coco.
Yeah, which is what Jenna really cared about. Um, and that was all of this was also part of like we just wanted to live somewhere warm. So that's kind of
Yeah.
why California, Texas, South Georgia, Florida,
Yes, yeah, yeah.
uh, nowhere up north, obviously.
So
So
Disney was 90% of the reason?
Uh, I mean, for me, it was. I don't care about beaches, so any of the other cities in Florida, I'm like, meh, take it or leave it.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, great place to raise a family, 45 minutes from the parks. That sounds perfect to me. Um,
Yeah, and then we both work for an org that's headquartered in Orlando, and yeah, it's a great city. I've really grown to love it as I've gotten to know it better over these past 4 years, and there's a ton to do outside of even Buena Vista, but like, yeah, there's so many neighborhoods, great food, uh, but you also have like the stores you want, like Costco, Trader Joe's. But yeah, I feel like Orlando gets a bad rap, but there's a ton of culture and diversity. And if you want to do
yeah,
theme parks, you can. If you want to go to nature, you can. If you want to travel, they have a great airport. Like,
yeah,
great city. I tried to move there myself, but it wasn't in the cards. But I
yeah,
do hope to retire there, and then we'll be two little old men going on Disney cruises
yeah.
while our wives hang out at the beach.
I, you can go to the beach on a cruise.
See you later, honey. All right, let's keeping an eye on the time. Let's jump to t-shirts because
Yeah.
when I first met you, I knew you as a t-shirt. Uh, what do you guys call yourselves?
Um, a small shop. I don't.
Drop shipper.
Yeah, sure. Drop shipper. Yeah,
Well, drop shipping has a bad reputation sometimes.
yeah, yeah.
Caleb was
So
one of those people that sells really cool Disney shirts that aren't just like the boring ones, but have like subtle references to, like insider jokes about Rock and Roller Coaster or what was the one? Dinosaur, Living with the
dinosaur.
Land.
Yeah, yeah.
How did I never really asked you, where did the t-shirt idea come from? How did you, and do you still sell t-shirts and do you want people to buy t-shirts?
Yeah. So the idea came from another company who I won't mention, but another company who started a couple years.
Kohl's. Kohl's?
No, sorry. I say company, small shop. A couple
Oh,
of guys who got together and wanted to make Disney t-shirts because they were tired of seeing the same old at Disney World.
yeah.
And so I had like followed them for a while, and then I was together with my friend who did graphic design and photography, and we were just hanging out, and I was talking to him about it, and I was like, "Look at these guys! They're making a salary from this, like
Yeah.
they're making a killing." And he was like, "Why don't you do it?" And I was like, "I don't. How would I? I don't know. How would I do it?" And so, yeah, I just started looking into it and figuring out that, you don't have to have your own inventory. You can get a design together and find a reputable printer to print the t-shirt and ship it to the customer. So, yeah, I figured out it was a lot easier than I thought. So then I just worked with him and then some other designers that I found online to kind of bring these ideas that I had um, to life. But yeah, I still sell t-shirts. I used to have a big Instagram following, and then COVID happened, and then I had a kid. So I kind of was like, you know what, I'm not, and we weren't pushing any new designs, like because it was all for me. I was like, I don't have any ideas. I don't want to have to feel burdened to like try to keep this going. So we moved to Etsy just to like have a storefront instead of our website, and closed our Instagram account because I just feel like if you have an Instagram account and it's just sitting there, it looks sad. Like, and
Yeah.
it's like last post was 2019. Like,
Hey,
uh,
you updated your website.
oh yeah, my travel agent one. Yeah, I switched to a different platform.
Where's the logo, Caleb?
Sorry,
How
I couldn't.
rude.
I have to on this platform. You have to pay for a photo, so I couldn't do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I like the links better.
Yeah, this is nice.
So
I designed Caleb's logo. I was hoping he'd bring it up, but he didn't, so I guess I gotta say
sorry.
it now.
Russ did design me a great logo, and I have it on a t-shirt that I love.
Yeah, it doesn't, you can't see it on his Instagram or on his main website, but if you do, I do love that t-shirt. I wear it, no joke, once a week. It's like one of
Yeah,
my favorite shirts.
it's so great.
But Caleb's shirt shop, oh, that's hard for me to say. Shirt shop. Try saying that 3 times fast.
Shirt shop, shirt shop, shirt
Merch
shop.
store. You can link to it from getawaysbycaleb.com. You'll see a link that says shop my Disney inspired merch. When you're there, look for the Walt Disney World Skyliner unisex tee. People have said this is the best shirt on the site. And if you love the Skyliner, like me, please buy this shirt. We've only sold one.
I think last time I looked at it, a couple people had it in their cart.
I haven't received a single commission yet, but I think Caleb did buy me a souvenir. So.
I can send you the $5 or whatever we made from it. So
Thanks. But yeah, Caleb, it's great stuff. This was how I first got to know you, and I was like, oh, Caleb's like creative and has good design sense. And he gave me a shirt that said, Welcome, foolish mortals. And it was typeset in the American Horror Story font, which I thought was really funny. So yeah, check out the shirt store. Didn't you have one of these go viral? The mug, the Thanos was right mug.
yeah, the Thanos. So yeah, I was watching Hawkeye on Disney Plus.
Great show, by the way. Underrated.
There, yeah. And they had a part where he drinks out of a mug that says Thanos was right. And I was
Yeah.
like, holy cow, that's so easy. I can make that. And
Yeah.
I literally just like tried my best to match the font, and then the mug's just purple. And I think I posted it like the next day. Like, so the episode came out, I posted it the next day. And I think I've sold over 1,000 of them. I'm not even kidding. It's insane.
That's
I
amazing.
just sold one this week. There's still people watching it still.
I like this review. Got this as a gift for my fiance. He isn't a big fan of Hawkeye, but he is a Thanos apologist.
I saw that today. I
What
thought that
kind
was
of a
funny.
sick person is a Thanos apologist?
Yeah.
Uh, that's so funny. That's crazy. Isn't that funny? Like the virality, like you never know what's
Yeah.
going to be the thing that like clearly my so I designed a shirt for Caleb. Well, let's say it this way. He allowed one of my designs to be on his website. And it has not performed well. But I shot my shot, so that's all you can do.
Yeah. We need to do. Oh, you should have did you wear it to Disney on your last trip?
I sure did. On the
Do you have any do
Skyliner.
you have any pictures of it? Because I feel like it would work better if we had a picture of you in
Oh,
it.
that's a good point. I didn't do that. I'll do that next time.
Yeah.
I think too it's not it's too I designed it as a print, not as a
Yeah,
t-shirt, and you can kind
yeah,
of tell, I think. But
yeah. Like my vegetarian dino shirt there. That's what it needs to be more like
yeah,
longer.
I have an idea for Hall of Presidents. We'll keep that in house. We have a pin traders one. We'll keep that in house. But
Yeah, we need to get those going.
I've been busy launching this podcast, so. But anyway, his t-shirt company's name is Charming Rose. So I was like, Caleb, we're the Charming Bros. So our friend Jenna will call us the Charming Brothers sometimes. So yeah, t-shirt company's still going. Just your main focus now is Getaways by Caleb, not Getaways with Caleb. But
For a fee, I can come. You know,
will you babysit?
I totally would.
Megan, my wife thought of that as like a cottage industry, like be a, especially if it's like kids in strollers, like infants or
Yeah,
one and be like offer your services to watch the kids while you do rides.
that's already a thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so an old friend of ours, she I don't we don't see them anymore, but she's always on my For You on Instagram,
Hmm.
and she's a Disney nanny. She will literally like through a like legit company, not just like a under the table thing. She will like be in the park with you and watch them, or even take them back to the resort room like at the end of the night, so mom and dad can stay and keep riding.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, which I'm like, me and Jenna, my wife Jenna, have racked our brains on like how like there's got to be a like meet you kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like sending a stranger with your kids. I don't know. There's probably more assurances, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
that would be, yeah, you would have to really trust that person. But
yeah, I mean, like in theory, it sounds awesome, but yeah, having met someone brand new, you know,
hi.
on your
But that, to be
vacation.
fair, I will leave my kid at the IKEA play place, you know? So is that
Yeah,
any less dangerous?
well, at least they're like in a contained area,
Yeah.
just being like at Magic Kingdom. All right, see you guys at back of the hotel, and then they have to go all the way
Yeah.
to a bus to a hotel. So
We did that once. We dropped our son off at the IKEA place and I felt horrible, honestly. And
did he
then
want to go or was he sad?
he had no idea what he was getting into.
Oh,
And then when we got back, he was just like laying down watching TV. He wasn't like playing with any of the kids. He looked so sad. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. So I
oh.
don't know if I'll ever do that again. But all right, anything else about your many Disney side hustles before we get into the good stuff?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, I'm excited for you. I feel like you're gonna be hitting a year soon since you've
Yeah,
launched, and
that's crazy.
yeah, hopefully this pod can get some people to do a call with you. So yeah, just to remind people, getawaysbycaleb.com. That's where you go, and you can buy a shirt or sign up for a time to chat. And there's no commitment to talk to you, but
Great.
I think if people do talk to you, they're going to be so inspired
Yes.
to do that trip. All right, but Caleb, let's talk about Disney World. Now to clarify, just a little history, people. Walt Disney made cartoons, and then he made some movies. And then he's like, "You know what I need to do? I need to make a place that kids can go, and I'm going to name it after myself." That's Walt Disney World. No, sorry, Walt. That's Disneyland,
Yeah.
Anaheim. It was so successful, he started a project, the Florida Project, and that turned out to be Walt Disney World. Now, in the culture, you have Disneyland people and you have Walt Disney World people. We are Walt Disney World people, correct?
Correct.
People can't
Well,
see you nodding. You got to say yes.
yes. I haven't been to Disneyland, but I'm raised on Walt Disney
I
World.
cannot wait for you to go to Disneyland just to see what your reaction is because it is very quite different
Yeah,
in parts.
yeah.
So Caleb and I are Walt Disney World people. I think my wife is actually a Disneyland girly. Like that'll
Mm.
always hold a special place in her heart.
Yeah.
Um, but since Disney World is where I grew up going, I kind of just have more nostalgia there. So we're not talking about Disneyland. We're talking about Disney World today. And what we were going to do is we're going to review what we think are the four best attractions at each of the four parks within Walt Disney World. So for people that don't know about Disney, which welcome, we're glad you're here. There's four parks within the resort: Animal Kingdom. Let's go by order they were made: Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom.
Nice.
So we'll go one by one. Let's go backwards though, because I want to end with Magic Kingdom because it's the OG.
Okay.
Let's start with Animal Kingdom, the newest one, and let's decide what our favorite attraction is, and we can tell each other why we're wrong or right.
Okay. I'll tell you why your favorite is wrong. I love it.
Yes, please.
Yeah, am I going first?
Hmm.
Animal Kingdom?
People don't want to hear from me. I'm not a travel.
Yeah.
Who cares what I think?
I'm torn between Dinosaur, which is on
Rip.
it, on its way out.
Rest in peace.
Uh, I'll say Flight of Passage then, um, because
Mm.
it's just every time me, my wife, and my son, who's 5 and loves it. Uh, the few times we've been on it so far, because it usually has a long wait, we're all just smiling, and he just thinks it's so cool, riding on the Banshee. So
See, now I would two things. You'll have to convince me because I get so car sick on that ride now.
really,
Yeah, but I think it's my own fault because I can't not look to my left
oh yeah, don't do that.
because I just want to see what other people are doing. Like, oh, look at that
They're smiling.
guy. And I'm not a huge Avatar guy, right? So to tell people to pretend people don't know anything about this ride. What is Flight of Passage?
Sure, yeah. So you don't even if you don't know Avatar, it's just it's a ride that you sit on, and it is a screen-based ride. So it's just you sitting on kind of like a motorcycle almost, if you can picture that, and then in front of this huge screen. But the mechanism that's holding all these, quote unquote motorcycles or whatever you want to call them together,
Dragon Saddles.
dragon saddles, is moving up and down, left and right, blowing wind in your hair, blowing scents out. So
Yeah.
it's just like if you're looking straight forward, it's a very real experience. And again, yeah, even if you haven't watched Avatar or don't care for Avatar, there's still lots of people who and really enjoy it. So
Yeah, and that the line itself speaks for how popular this ride is because
yeah,
even this ride's been out for a long time now. Even
yeah.
still, like it's always 2 hours, 3 hours if you're
I
not
think
rope
it's
drop.
the only line at Walt Disney World that has a bathroom halfway through it,
Yeah. So
which is
like if you
crazy.
go, what would be your tip to get on Flight of Passage?
Oh, you got to go. Well, if you're doing it the budget-friendly way, go
Yes.
first thing.
Right.
Like, Animal Kingdom always opens early at like 8 or 8:30. So if you're staying on site, you get in 30 minutes early. So you want to be there probably like 7 or 7:30,
Mm-hmm.
waiting outside, which is very early, but you'll probably be like some of the first people on the ride. So
Yeah, and then what's cool is that after you do Flight of Passage, you can go hop over on the safari ride, which is great
yeah,
in the mornings. All right, and then Pandora, which is where Flight of Passage is, they have a really good soda fountain, if you're thirsty. And at least back in the day, it used to be free refills. So,
still is.
their Coke Zero over there is just to die for.
You know what is sad though? They switched to reusable containers, so they don't give you the paper cups anymore.
Oh,
No, you can't. bring it with you, keep sipping on it. You gotta finish it there.
Wrap it up.
Yep.
Yeah, so my favorite ride at Animal Kingdom is in a different section. I'm a big fan of, I always get the name wrong, Escape from Everest,
Expedition Everest.
Expedition Everest, and that's
Yeah.
in what part of Animal Kingdom?
Asia.
Asia. So yeah, you like walk past this. It's pretty cool as you're coming up to it. It's like a replica of Mount Everest. That's really cool. But then you're basically like, I don't want to spoil it for people, but you're getting chased by a creature, potentially a real creature, maybe a mythical creature. And the ride has a twist to it that I don't want to spoil. That is really fun. Should I spoil it?
That's up to, I don't.
Spoiler alert. Hit the 15-second fast forward. You get to go backwards, which is fun. So, do you like that ride?
I love it. I'm
Why did
just
you pick it?
well, it's just not my favorite. It's probably my number two, but I am very still sad about the mythical creature on it not being what it was when the ride opened.
Oh,
Um,
well, that's just there's a Yeti.
yeah.
Did they
So
they change the Yeti?
so I don't know if you've seen this, Russell, but you should look it up. Back in the day, he used to move.
Yeah, he
Um,
was terrifying.
he has he what's I was just watching this the other day. He had the same amount of force when he moved as like a 747 or something crazy. And so that I don't think there's anything proven because I don't think Disney's ever officially come out with this, but basically the amount of force he was moving was actually having some effect on the track. And I
Oh,
think I read that, or I think I watched a video on this the other day that said that he had, because they run so many coasters through there, he was doing that action every minute of
oh,
every day.
oh.
So it was like a very big, like they turned him off from moving shortly thereafter that it opened because they started noticing, this issue or whatever. So I got to experience that when I was like 13.
Oh, wow.
Amazing because he's like coming at your car. And now every time I see it, I mean, you can barely even see it anymore because they just,
I
I
guess
won't,
I've never experienced it. I had no idea, and I was still
yeah,
terrified. So,
yeah.
wow. See, now this is why you want Caleb as your travel agent because he knows the in and outs of these rides, and he'll ruin them for you too. If you know.
No, I think I just have, because I have such a love for Disney, I hate that there's an attraction that isn't what it was meant to be. It's kind of just like a reminder of a mistake that was made.
Yeah.
So,
To be fair, though, as someone who didn't know that, it's still pretty thrilling when you see
oh
them.
yeah, I mean that's what is good and bad is it's still a great ride, but the bad part is it's such a great ride, they will never ever ever fix it because it would cost them millions of dollars.
Yeah. I do
And there
wish
was
he was better lit. That's one
well,
thing.
that's the whole point because he's not moving.
Right. But I feel like with some spotlights, you could.
Yeah,
Anyway, all right, let's leave Animal Kingdom, shall we?
let's see.
Um, Shout out to the Nemo show. Shout out to the Safari ride. Shout out to the sketch thing where you get to
Cali River Rapids.
never been.
Oh,
You
wow.
can shout out the rapids. Go ahead.
Shout out Rapids, getting soaked.
I like the tutorial. That's fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out Tree of Life. Let's go.
Are you excited for Zootopia? Zoogetter something? Better
I
Zoogetter, I think is
I
a
love Zootopia. Big fan. I'm also
I
excited for Indy to come back. That's my wife's favorite ride. So,
yeah, yeah.
all right. So we're gonna hop on the bus and we're gonna take it
Yeah.
over to Hollywood Studios.
There's no seats. I have to stand.
Yeah, there's no seats. It smells like maple syrup. But on the outside of the bus, we have Chip from Chippendale. So that makes us happy.
Nice, nice.
And we roll up to Hollywood Studios. So I go back and forth. I do think this might be my favorite park.
Oh,
I do love EPCOT, but Hollywood Studios is just it's built for me because
Yeah.
it's like it's focused on Hollywood, it's focused on Star Wars, it's focused on Pixar. It's like
Yeah.
my three favorite Disney
I
properties.
mean, can you imagine if they added Marvel, I'd be like, Magic Kingdom who? Epcot who? I don't need anyone.
Yeah, no, it'd be pretty special. But I am glad they didn't change Tower of Terror though. So,
Yeah.
oh, they have the Muppets. I mean, Indiana Jones. Like, I all of my childhood memories are from Hollywood studios, Star
Yeah.
Tours. Like, even as a kid, that was my favorite part because I've always loved Star Wars and stuff. But so this one's really hard. Um,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of rides. And when we go to Hollywood Studios, we usually do every ride because there's just so many great rides.
Yeah.
Um, it'd be easier to pick my least favorite ride, but
Yeah.
um, let's see what you pick and then I might adjust. And shout out Fantasmic. We're not picking you. You are a show,
So good.
but you could argue it's one heck of a ride though. You know,
Yeah.
it's an emotional journey.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So shout
Yeah.
out Fantasmic. Shout it out.
Shout out Fantasmic. This one is hard. Yeah, I'd say I think I keep saying two, because I'm like torn. I would say Tower of Terror,
Terrifying.
so good. It's just like classic Hollywood studios. It's always been there from what I can remember.
Hmm.
So, and ironically, I actually don't like the feeling of the up and down.
I
Like
don't either. I hate that ride.
if this ride was at Universal, I'd say hard pass.
Yeah.
But the story, like the hotel, the story, the even the
The
line,
queue is great. It's a great queue.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just so good. I if they opened a Tower of Terror hotel, you better believe I would pay however
Yeah.
much it is to stay there.
If they
Um,
were smart, they would have done that instead of the Galactic Star Cruiser.
yeah, for real. Uh,
No, just leave it at that because we're in a long time.
yeah, I'll just stick with that.
All right. Quick story. My 4-year-old did Tower of Terror. I'd never been prouder, and I also never felt like a worse parent than then. Because there was
Uh,
some salty language from the teenagers as they were scared. But afterwards, he's like, Mom and Dad, we should never do that ride ever again, any of us. I was like, I agree.
uh,
All right, my favorite, I'm torn between Star Tours and Toy Story Mania.
wow, Star Tours. That's wild.
Here's why. It's funny. It's
It,
just like it was a time when Star Wars didn't take itself too seriously that I
yeah,
miss.
yeah,
Because with the reboot in 2012, like they just kind of got a little too concerned with the epic.
yeah,
And there's so many jokes. It's like R2 and C3PO are just bantering and making fun of each other.
yeah.
And I just have memories of that ride. Um,
Mm,
but in terms of like pure user experience, I think Toy Story Mania is like one of the funnest
yeah.
rides at the park.
Interesting. I think you're wrong, but that's interesting.
What was gonna be your second?
My second was going to be Slinky Dog Dash,
Oh,
specifically at night because
oh,
it
it's so boring. Not worth then the worst queue. The worst
not,
queue.
the worst queue for sure, but not boring. No way.
All
So
right.
good. If you had a lightning lane, you'd be like, "This is great."
We did, and I did like it with the lightning lane. That's
Yeah,
true. All right, shout out Rise of Resistance, very cool. Shout
yeah.
out the shows there are great too. The Indiana Jones show, the
I can't
Fro
believe you haven't even said Mickey's yet.
the Frozen show is good.
Yeah,
The Beauty and the Beast show is good. Fantasmic's good. Yeah, Mickey's Runaway Roller Coaster is awesome.
railway.
Yeah, I saw what I said. That's a great park though. There's like,
Yeah,
and it's nice because it's not too big that you can do every ride in a day if you want.
yeah,
And it's just like great ride after great ride. It's
yeah,
very you get your money's worth there.
yeah. I agree.
Oh man. Last thing about Hollywood Studios, my son got to be the junior director at Indiana Jones.
Oh, that's so cool.
And that was literally my childhood dream. So
Yep.
I was a little mad at him, like, what the heck? That should have been me. But then I quickly got over that and I was just like, I tear up every time I watch it. It is so cute. But
Oh,
all right, we're running out of time. So let's hop on the Skyliner. See, now we're feeling like we're at Disney. We're feeling rushed. So this is good.
yeah. Yeah.
Let's pop on the Skyliner. I would argue the number one ride in the
What
park.
a what a great ride. Free ride as well.
Free, especially if you know where to park. It's
Yep.
free. It's fun. It's fast.
Yeah.
It's one. It's the most magical ride on earth. So you take the Skyliner, you get to the station, you hop on another one. We're heading to Epcot now. We're gonna glide past the Caribbean, the Riviera. We're gonna do that corner that they make sure to point out. This is a
Yeah.
corner.
Can't get off.
It's like a feat of engineering, I guess, to have a corner on a
Yeah.
gondola. And then you get launched into Paris. And we're in Epcot now. Epcot has kind of two main distinct areas, the World Showcase, my favorite, and then what's it called? Tomorrowland.
Oh, they changed all the names.
It's like the different showcases, right?
No, you're talking about up front?
Yeah. Isn't that like
No,
a new
they're all
showcase?
there's like World Nature, World Discover. They're all, I don't, this is not me being versed up on the different lands because they used to be something different.
Epcot's going through a bit of an identity crisis in that part of the park. They don't really
Yeah.
know what to do with themselves. Like World
Yeah.
Showcase has its
Solid.
identity,
Yeah.
but I don't think people. It seems that people that work at Epcot don't know what the initials Epcot stand for because they're like, let's just throw Moana in here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's do a
Guardian.
Chevrolet ride with a car and Guardians, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Great.
The whole concept's been lost, but
Yeah.
I guess that's what the people want. So, what's your favorite ride at Epcot, though? I'll let you pick World Showcase and
A ride in World Showcase.
yeah, let's do one there, and then let's do one on the other side.
There's so many in World Showcase.
No, there's only one worth mentioning: the Tres Caballeros ride.
I figured you were going to say that.
What more do you need than Donald Duck and two of his friends just
I mean,
gallivanting around Mexico?
as much as we joke about that, I probably would rank that in my personal preference over Remy's. I find Remy's to be kind of boring myself, but
Well, Tres Caballeros is relaxing.
it is. And I like the vibe of Mexico. Like you go in this huge temple. There's a restaurant in there, which Russ, I don't know if you've ever ate there, but that is an experience.
No, I have
Uh,
a memory of like taking the boat past that restaurant as a kid. And just
yeah,
like, wow, this is so cool.
we got
In
to eat there on the water. It was so cool.
in Disneyland, Pirates starts similar where you go
Yeah.
past the restaurant. All right. So what would you pick for World
Oh,
Showcase?
yeah. So, World Showcase, I would pick Mexico still.
Okay. Shout
Uh,
out Frozen.
yeah, it's fine.
Shout out the Canada video.
Uh, yeah.
We might run out of time because we might not be able to talk about Magic Kingdom at all.
No. Okay, my favorite ride at Epcot up front in the World Discover, World Nature, whatever they are calling it, is obviously the Guardians roller coaster. I mean, just
Obviously, what do you mean? It's not obvious at all.
it's very obvious. If
No.
if I was going there and like only can ride one ride, hands down, get me on that freaking roller coaster.
Wrong. You gotta do Spaceship Earth.
No. I
Dude,
mean,
the whole park, it's the whole point of Epcot.
I'm just saying if I forget Epcot, if I'm riding one ride in this area, I'm riding Guardians of the
If
Galaxy.
Walt Disney was still alive and he rolled up to Epcot and he saw what happened to his little community, he'd be
Yeah.
horrified.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe. So
Anyway,
yours is Spaceship Earth.
we need to do an episode where I can complain about Epcot for an hour.
Russ reviews Epcot.
Yeah, Spaceship Earth for sure.
Yeah,
I
that is a
mean,
great
pin trading, that would be my favorite ride. All right, we only have a minute left, so
Oh,
let's take the monorail to Magic Kingdom real quick. This is impossible because we really should do a Magic Kingdom episode. Because
Yeah.
actually, let's do that. Let's not say.
Yeah.
Let's do a Magic Kingdom episode, and
Okay.
we can complain
Yeah.
about
Cliffhanger.
Epcot for a little bit. But so yeah, just with our last minute, back to Epcot. I do love all the changes they've made. It's
Yeah.
pretty nice. Like the showcase area is nice, and they have like the festival plaza now and stuff. And yeah, it just feels like it's a nicer. The front is a little bit of a nicer walk now, and the Moana
Yeah.
area was really cool. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is nice, like a line-free attraction.
Yeah. Which, yeah, I think Epcot needs more of stuff like that.
Yeah, because it was like having a 4-year-old. He was just caught up into the magic of it and just like had fun playing with the water. And yeah, I was a little skeptical of it, but I thought that was really cool. So if you do go to Epcot, be sure to check out the Moana area.
Yeah.
Anything else, Caleb, you want to say?
I could keep going on and on. So
Yeah, well,
uh,
next time let's do Magic Kingdom. There it is, timer.
that's our alarm. Awesome.
So next time we'll talk Magic Kingdom, and then I want to complain a little bit about Epcot's lack of vision. But my hope is that for D23 at least, or I think has Comic-Con happened yet?
I don't know.
Whenever Disney, Marvel, you're not a big Star Wars guy, right?
I like Star Wars. I
Okay.
want to.
Whenever they do like a major announcement, maybe we could do
Oh yeah.
a react episode.
Yeah.
Shout out Journey into Imagination. Come on, that ride slaps.
Shout out. Can we get a refresh, a remodel? Come
Shout
on.
out the Seas with Nemo. That's a good ride.
Hmm.
Crack Turtle Talk.
Yeah, like I said, Epcot could still use some more
Epcot needs a little dusting in some
yeah,
parts. It's
some updating.
a little
But
dusty. But Caleb, thanks so much. Once again, tell people your website and how they can connect with you about a trip.
yeah, getawaysbycaleb.com, getaways by Caleb on Instagram. Feel free to reach out with questions or yeah, we can just talk through things. Happy to help in whatever way I can.
Yeah, and I as a former customer, I can say he was great, and I would highly recommend him. So
Thank you.
10 out of 10 would recommend. But yeah, in the words of Mickey Mouse, what does he say at the end of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse?
Wow, I don't know if I know.
I've blacked out that whole. I've watched so many hours of that show. I've just blacked it all
I just
out.
know the beginning. I don't know. I know the end.
MICKEYMOUSE.
That's me.
See you later, pal.
See ya.
Bye.